investigate killing of Saif al-Islam Gaddafi.
Now the details. President Bola Tinubu has called on the World Bank to support Nigeria's ongoing economic reforms with a focus on agriculture, youth employment and private sector growth. This is part of his administration's strategy to strengthen the economy and expand opportunities for Nigerians. The president made the remarks while receiving a delegation from the World Bank, led by its Managing Director of Operations, Anna B. Jerd, at the State House, Abuja. The president highlighted the importance of mechanization and modernization of agriculture to increase productivity and create opportunities for Nigeria's large young population. Anna B. Jerd highlighted that Nigeria has become a global example of reform implementation, giving confidence to investors and policymakers worldwide. She also stated that the World Bank's financial support for Nigeria, including public sector financing, private sector support through the IFC and investment guarantees.
The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, Bayo Oluyole, has disclosed that Nigeria's state-owned refineries were operating at a monumental loss to the country. He added that the development prompted his leadership team to halt operations to prevent further value erosion. Oluyole disclosed this today in Abuja during a fireside chat where he offered rare insight into the commercial and operational realities confronting NNPC's refining assets. According to him, public anger over the refineries were justified given the scale of public funds invested over the years and the high expectations placed on the facilities. He disclosed that part of the value destruction stemmed from the quality of products being produced, citing the Port Harcourt refinery as an example. Oluyole acknowledged that the decision to halt operations was politically sensitive, noting that NNPC had historically been pressured to keep refineries running to ensure fuel supply continuity.
Bandits have attacked a community in Faskari local government area of Katsina State, leaving several persons dead, houses, shops and vehicles destroyed while rendering many homeless. The incident took place in Doma community, Tafoki area of the local government at about 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, invading the community 5 months after a peace agreement. According to chairman of the Faskari local government area, Sirajo Daudawa, the incident was a suspected reprisal attack. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Katsina State, Bello Shehu, has commiserated with the families and friends of the victims. Shehu, who also condemned the attack, also directed the deployment of additional resources to expedite the investigation and arrest of the perpetrators.
Meanwhile, the Senate today expressed deep concern over the worsening security situation in Katsina State, particularly in the Funtua zone. This followed fresh bandit attack that reportedly claimed no fewer than 35 lives within 24 hours across 3 local government areas. The development came as lawmakers urged President Bola Tinubu to urgently fulfill his pledge to establish a military barracks in the area. The Senate further cautioned against any form of negotiations with armed groups terrorizing rural communities. The matter was raised through a motion of urgent public importance under Order 42, sponsored by Senator Dandise Mohammed, who represents Katsina South. The Senate called for immediate and comprehensive federal intervention to halt the escalating violence.
In a related development, a police officer and 4 others have been killed in an assault by non-state actors in Abande community, Kwande local government area of Benue State. In a statement today by the spokesman of the Benue State Police Command, Udeme Edet, said the attack happened on Tuesday. While some reports claimed that about 16 people were killed during the incident, Udeme said an assistant superintendent of police, ASP, who was on special duty at a Abande community, was fatally injured during the attack. The spokesman added that 4 members of the community also lost their lives as a result of the attack by the bandits. According to him, a combined team of police operatives and other security agencies have been mobilized to the area to secure the community, conduct a thorough search, and forestall further breakdown of law and order.
The fight against terrorism and insurgency has remained difficult to subdue because of inadequate manpower and machinery to tackle the situation. A former member, House of Representative, prolific author and physician Dr. Oluyole stated this while featuring on BCO's flagship live personality program, Guest of the Month. Our reporter, Hawa Ibrahim, monitored the program. The report is presented by Bimbo Akombi.
Insurgency in the country has significantly reduced national productivity over the years. The harsh economic situation has left many Nigerians struggling as pockets are dry and living conditions remain tough. While comparing economic progression and retrogression across regions, it is evident that areas with structured development benefit more. Despite prevailing challenges, Nigeria has recorded progress, particularly in the areas of health, technology, and railway development. Speaking on the program, Dr. Wale Okediro, a medical doctor who has consistently maintained his passion for literature, explained that his published book titled Madagali was inspired by thoughts on the devastating effects of terrorism and insurgency on various aspects of human endeavor.
You know, sometimes people put all the blame on politicians. And I'm not defending politicians, but I want to say that corruption is something that has affected every facet of our life in Nigeria or in Africa. There's corruption in the church. There's corruption in schools, in the universities. We have cases of vice chancellors who have been taken to EFCC for corruption. We have cases of even pastors in some churches who are facing EFCC cases. So we should not make the mistake of only looking at our political leaders.
Dr. Okediro, who is also a politician, noted that his entry into politics was accidental, but it exposed him to diverse perspectives on leadership. He described politics as a platform for service, enabling him to better understand Nigeria and its citizens. According to him, youths should learn more from other nations, adopt positive practices, organize developmental programs among themselves, and cultivate a strong sense of patriotism.
We should encourage more people of good minds to go into politics. I mean, I will quote Socrates, the famous philosopher, and he said that the punishment for those people who look down politics is that they will be ruled by fools. If you say, oh, politics, I don't want to go there. Well, somebody who is of lesser caliber will go there and become your governor or your local government chairman and will be the one ordering you about, flogging you.
On healthcare, Dr. Okediro emphasized that proper treatment of health workers requires commitment from the government, including improved welfare and increased salaries. He added that health advocacy should be driven collectively by the government, non-governmental organizations, and community-based clubs and associations to sensitize citizens on the importance of maintaining a healthy environment.
As of today, just about 20% or 30% of public sector is covered by national health insurance, and the private sector is even smaller. Yes, I think the problem is that the bill that was enacted during our time, I think it's become obsolete now. It needs to be revised. There are some things that needs to be put into that bill that will encourage the scheme to also come to the lower level. There was a time that the states, all the states in Nigeria, also had their own health insurance schemes.
Dr. Okediro also emphasized that beyond discussions, deliberate action is required, adding that collaboration, patriotism, and accountability remain key to overcoming insurgency and improving welfare of Nigerians.
It's time for a short commercial break.
All across Nigeria, one truth prevails. Football is not just played on the pitch. Arguments fly, tensions shift like defenders on the pitch. And when the ball finally enters the net, that is the 12-player full attack mode. 11 players play on the pitch, but we, the fans, play from anywhere. With Betano, fans don't just watch the match, we influence the game. Register now and join the 12th player. Betano, not for persons under the age of 18. Bet responsibly.
You're welcome back. Oyo State Police Command has recorded significant operational successes in its sustained efforts to rid the state of crime and criminal activities, reaffirming its commitment to public safety and maintenance of law and order. According to the command, the achievements are the result of intelligence-driven policing, swift response to credible information, and coordinated operational deployments across various parts of the state. The command noted that the successes were recorded under the leadership of the Inspector General of Police, whose support has continued to strengthen the operational capacity of the force nationwide. In one of the major breakthroughs, operatives arrested a murder suspect at the Budo Bano area of Tede following a reported homicide. The suspect, identified as Yarusaka, was arrested in connection with the death of Amadou Saliu. A locally fabricated single-barrel gun was recovered during the operation. Police investigations revealed that the suspect confessed to the crime and is currently cooperating with investigators. Similarly, the command successfully suppressed a cult-related disturbance at the Jubilee area, where operatives responded promptly to intelligence reports of a violent fracas. A victim, Abraham Matunde, aged 35, was rescued with stab injuries, while a blood-stained knife linked to the attack was recovered at the scene. Further investigations led to the arrest of two suspected cultists, Samod Balogun, aged 29, and Katie Suleiman, aged 24. The suspects reportedly confessed to their involvement and are providing useful information to assist in tracking other fleeing members of the group. The command further assured that all suspects arrested in connection with the incidents will be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigations.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. Governor Seyi Makinde has stated that the Oyo State at 50 celebrations will continue over the next year with the commissioning of key projects and strengthening of critical institutions. The governor stated this during the grand finale of the Oyo at 50 event, stressing that the anniversary is a renewed commitment and promise to future generations. Details of the event, held at the banquet hall of the Government House in Agodi, Ibadan, are presented by the Governor's Office correspondent, Oluyole Sulaiman.
Oyo State, the pace of the state, on Tuesday, once again demonstrated its hallmark of excellence as distinguished guests, dignitaries, and proud citizens converged at the newly built Government House Banquet Hall for the dinner and awards night. The event was held to commemorate 5 decades of resilience, progress, and outstanding achievements as part of Oyo at 50 celebrations. In his address, Governor Seyi Makinde disclosed that several major infrastructure projects aimed at transforming mobility, logistics, and economic growth across Ibadan and beyond will be commissioned before the end of the first quarter. These include upgrade of the Ladoke Akintola International Airport and the 32-kilometer Senator Rashidi Ladoja Road project. The governor also revealed that the state has acquired surveillance aircraft to strengthen its security architecture, adding that the modern electric buses will soon be deployed as part of his administration's commitment to expanding transport infrastructure and ensuring efficient and affordable public transportation for residents.
Oyo State has passed through a moment of tension, transition, and institutional testing. And each time we emerge stronger, wiser, and more committed to stability and progress.
In his welcome address, the chairman of the Oyo at 50 Planning Committee, Honorable Said Fijabi commended Governor Seyi Makinde for his leadership and unwavering support to the community, noting that his commitment has been instrumental to the successful staging of the state's Golden Jubilee anniversary celebrations. In his remarks, the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Kwara State, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, commended Governor Seyi Makinde for restoring Oyo State to its former glory through numerous infrastructural developments. He also urged the youth to emulate leaders with genuine plans for sustainable development. Similarly, a former military governor of Old Western Region, retired General Oluyole, congratulated Governor Seyi Makinde on the Oyo at 50 celebration, noting that history will continue to remember the state leaders for their uniqueness and contributions. Earlier in his goodwill message, former governor of Oyo State, retired Major General David Jembewo, described Oyo State as a pacesetter that has consistently remained at the forefront, stressing the need to sustain the position to achieve even greater progress.
Looking back, I thought I was a young man at the time of making the governor. But with time, I said if I ever should be in a position to ask for where I should be posted to, I have no regret that I was posted to Western State and later Oluyole State.
Also in their separate goodwill messages, wife of a former governor of the state, Chief Mrs. Kemi Alao Akala, and former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Emmanuel Udom, praised Governor Seyi Makinde's administration, describing his tenure as exceptional. They noted that his unprecedented achievements have significantly transformed the fortunes of Oyo State. Awards of excellence were presented to former governors of the state and other distinguished personalities in recognition of their immense contributions to Oyo State's development. While General David Jembewo, retired, presented Governor Seyi Makinde with the Golden Governors Award on behalf of other past governors, recognizing his exceptional leadership and contributions to Oyo State's development. Other highlights of the event included historical retrospect exhibition, an aircraft air show, cutting of anniversary cake, and a captivating musical performance by Juju legend Chief Ebenezer Obi, who thrilled the guests with his sonorous tunes. The technical and news crew of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, led by its chairman, Mrs. Dr. Oluyole, were on ground to beam live coverage of the event, providing comprehensive updates throughout the program. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCS News.
The Oyo State government has reiterated its determination to strictly enforce Executive Order 001 on Community Development Agreements (CDA) as part of efforts to protect host communities and maximize the state's vast mineral resources. This was the focus of a stakeholders' engagement held in Ishenyi, bringing together government officials, traditional rulers, community leaders, and mineral operators from across Okeogun Zone. Speaking at the engagement, the Director General of the Oyo State Mineral Development Agency, OISMEDA, Mr. Abiodun One, expressed concern over the persistent failure of some mineral operators in fulfilling their obligations to host communities as stipulated in community development agreements. Mr. Oni lamented that the state government has also not received the expected level of cooperation from some communities, a situation, he said, has hindered efforts to fully harness the economic potential of mineral deposits across the state. He specifically cited the case of Itasa community, where an operator has reportedly been mining for over 25 years without complying with agreements meant to ensure compensation and development for the host community. The OISMEDA Director General advised community leaders to exercise their powers responsibly by insisting on proper consent letters before signing any CDA, stressing that no mining operator has the authority to intimidate communities under the guise of federal backing. In a remark, the chairman of the Oyo State House of Assembly Committee on Mining, Honorable Anthony Ogushola, noted that although mining is on the exclusive legislative list, the negative impacts of mining activities, particularly on peace, safety, and the environment as a whole, are borne largely by the state and host communities.
Libyan prosecutors say that they are investigating the killing of Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, son of the country's longtime leader, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. The Public Prosecutor's Office said forensic experts have been dispatched to Zintan in northwest Libya, where he was shot dead, adding that efforts were underway to identify suspects. The victim died from wounds by gunfire, the office said in a statement, adding that investigators were looking to speak to witnesses and anyone who may be able to shed light on the incident. The Libyan Presidential Council called on the various political sides to await the results of the investigations. A source close to the family told Newsman today that he will be buried in the Libyan city of Sirte. Libya has struggled to recover from the chaos that erupted after a NATO-backed uprising in 2011 overthrew Muammar Gaddafi. Libya remains divided between a UN-backed government based in Tripoli and an eastern administration backed by Khalifa Haftar.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the main points. President Bola Tinubu has called on the World Bank to support Nigeria's ongoing economic reforms with a focus on agriculture, youth employment, and private sector growth.
The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, Bayo Ojulari, has disclosed that Nigeria's state-owned refineries were operating at a monumental loss to the country.
Governor Seyi Makinde has stated that the Oyo State at 50 celebrations will continue over the next year with the commissioning of key projects and strengthening of critical institutions.
And on the foreign scene, we told you Libyan prosecutor says they are investigating the killing of Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, son of the country's longtime leader, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi.
And that's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Moromoke Adewole and delivered by
Boluwaji Ogumola
and Josephine Oluwabome. Thanks for listening. Do not forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
News.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple: to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on, malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Supermalt, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
Ẹni fẹ́ ṣàríyá o, gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣàjọ̀dún, àbẹ́ni fẹ́ ṣèpàdé o, gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣènáwó. BCOS event grand, òun yẹn máa bọ̀. BCOS event grand, òun ló kájọ ẹ̀. Fún gbogbo ayẹyẹ, èyí tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ ṣe. BCOS event grand, òun yẹn máa bọ̀ o. Bóyá wá gbé mi débẹ̀ yóò. Ilé akéde. Bóyá wá gbé mi débẹ̀ yóò. BCOS event grand. BCOS event grand níbi tílẹ̀ ti tẹ́jú àyè ìgbọ́kọ̀sí ń bẹ ìyẹn pọ̀já burata. BCOS event grand ìyẹn nílé akéde oríta Báṣọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn BCOS event ground òun yẹn máa bọ̀ o. ohun tá à ń sọ ni pé fọ́nírúurú ayẹyẹ tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ ṣe ó ti wù kó fẹjú tó BCOS event ground òun ló kájú ẹ̀ òun ló káàtó. ṣókùn àgbàlẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ ṣe ni tàbí ìgbéyàwó tàbí birthday tàbí open year crusade ó sì jẹ́ book launch ní tiyín ni ẹ máa bọ̀. ẹ̀yin sá ti kàn sí wa ní yàrá kẹrin commercial department BCOS ilé akéde tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè sórí BCOS customer care